Hello and welcome to the Syrus Lowe. And today I'm joined by not one but two lovely men who also happen to be two of London's most exciting interior designers. Two lovely gays. Welcome to the Syrus Lowe.
Thank you very much.
I didn't make you blush too much with my introduction. He likes it. So, how did you guys meet?
Wow.
Oh,
that's awkward. No.
We're not past 9 o'clock. So let's give us the clean version.
It was actually
just to say it is 6 o'clock, so we're drinking during this interview.
It was a joint friend of ours actually who was his birthday.
Happens to be an ex of both of us.
Mm-hmm.
So we went to his birthday party and met each other there, and that was all done and dusted. He was a good friend. We were exes. And, yeah.
And were you interior designing then?
No, we were actors.
Okay.
He was an actor as well. It was kind of a whole actors group of friends, and yeah.
And you are husbands.
Yes.
You are two lovely gays who are together. So
civil partners officially.
We
call ourselves husbands.
No, we didn't. But so you were both acting. So when did the interior design come into play?
We started a market stall in Greenwich doing sort of screen printing and
textile
design, make a piece of furniture, and it sort of grew from that. It was kind of a natural fallout, wasn't it? And then we sort of did a smallish project, and then we did a suite in a hotel, which grew into a.
We were doing a market. We just did a 400-room hotel, upscaled quite quickly.
Kind of how it happened, and it got to a point where the design stuff was taking over the acting stuff, and we sort of made a decision that we wanted to do this wholeheartedly.
Well, we were still. I mean, I was still doing 8 shows a week whilst we were doing that, and you were still doing lots of TV bits and adverts and things, and it just became. Sort of, we got to a stage where something had to give, basically, and we just thought, let's push for this one because
it's what we both wanted to do.
Yeah. So.
And where did the name Two Lovely Gays come from? Because as we were saying earlier, it'd be amazing if they were two really horrible people.
No.
Where did the name come from?
So it was actually the postcode of our first home that we bought together, and it was
the 2LG.
2LG,
that's it. And our friends used to call it us rather affectionately, and it kind of stuck.
I like it.
Sets us apart, I think.
Yeah, we sort of used to joke about it, and then suddenly we thought, hang on a minute.
Yeah,
that's who we are.
Well, people remember it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Definitely one you remember. Now, Jordan, you were a finalist on the BBC show. I'm going to say this right now: the Great Interior Design Challenge.
Yeah.
So there's two lovely gays. So why did you diss your civil partner and not bring him on the show with you? I mean, what was that about?
It was a friend of ours sort of put us in touch with the BBC when they were looking for talent for the show. And
we hadn't launched our business at that stage, so we were kind of still doing projects and bits and bobs. We'd never actually officially done anything on that scale. So
we thought it could be a great platform for us. So we applied as a duo, and that didn't work for the format of the show. So then they kind of encouraged us to be in competition with each other, which we thought, that could sort of
end your marriage,
basically.
TV career, marriage.
Yeah. So we sort of then decided that I would go on, and when we got to the final, you were allowed to bring in a second person. So obviously, second lovely gay did arrive at this point.
And are you over it?
I was actually relieved because I still got to work with him on all the designs, but I didn't have to be on camera because I was very shy. So I was like, "How do you go and do that?
You do that thing.
You go and do that thing. That's fine."
And I think you say you're quite shy.
Well,
not really.
Well, I found that quite like, oh god. So I was quite glad that you don't.
Whereas I love that.
Yeah, Jordan's like,
I love that.
And how was the experience?
Oh, it was fantastic. It was a really steep learning curve. It was sort of.
And was it, because I always wonder with those shows, like, for example, I saw a show where Jedward had to design a wedding.
Yeah.
Now, I don't believe they designed that. I think they filmed, and then some producers came in and were like, but were you doing the work?
Absolutely, yeah.
You got a brief like about 7 days before you started filming.
7 if you were lucky.
If you were lucky. Although on one occasion they changed the brief 2 days before filming, so we had to do an entirely different design.
Scheme, which was mad.
But they literally left you to your own devices, and then you had to turn up on the first day and go. So
here we are.
Here we are, yeah.
It was real time, sort of 3 days, getting stuck in with the paintbrush, hands on your knees, and it was
There's a watershed.
It was definitely all us.
I mean, they had a great production team and a makeup producer who was there to kind of calm me down and assist you. Don't panic, it's all going to come together. And they were fantastic, but essentially it was all coming from you. So.
Yeah, it was such a fantastic experience.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the experience, and but personally, I would like to see 2 of you on television, not 1. So, are there any will we see you on TV anytime soon?
A couple of we've had a couple of really exciting meetings. So watch this space.
Watch this space.
Yeah. You never know.
Okay. And if you were to have your dream TV interior design show, what would be the content?
I think for us, we want to see something that is a bit more positive and a bit more about the client, because I feel that a lot of the time you either see interior shows that are shaming somebody about how bad their interiors are, and we're going to sort you out, or you sort of see makeovers and it's a bit kind of piff paff of how did that happen?
Yeah.
Which is why the viewer often doesn't. You can't really invest in it or buy into it because
you don't value the interiors.
Yeah.
So because you just sort of think that just happens.
Yeah.
And so we'd like to show something that
we're really
interested
in the process and sort of. I mean, you've got amazing shows like Grand Designs that showcase architecture. And we're kind of interested in something that would do the same thing for interior design, real interior design.
As well as offering like a platform essentially for other designers, because I don't think there's a platform out there for British up-and-coming textile wallpaper designers. You know, where are they being shown? It'd be really nice to be part of giving them a platform.
And also the popularity of these shows that there's a market for it. People are absolutely interested in seeing it. Definitely. Watch this space.
In fact, you have to catch Gay Times as well, because we're doing an interview. We've done an interview on the Gay Times. So before any of that happens, we're going to be doing the Gay Times.
So we will see you in print before. And when is that? What issue is that?
That's the August issue.
That's the August issue, Gay Times.
And actually, before that, there's going to be a little something in, 6 pages in You magazine as well.
I love it. So obviously, you can tell how well someone's doing when they say, we're going to be doing a little something and it's 6 pages. So it's 6 pages in You magazine. When will that be out?
22nd of June.
Fantastic. So lots going on. So moving away from the world of media, moving back to the world of reality, what has been your favourite design job?
Ooh, gosh.
God, it's a hard one, isn't it? We actually saw one yesterday that we both just went.
It's going to be our new favourite.
It's going to be a great one.
An
yeah, it is. I think that's how it works, really. You kind of have to. It's a bit like being an actor. You have to go. I'm in love with this show at the moment.
Yeah.
And we've done that with each job, and I think we wouldn't take on a client if we didn't fall in love with their job and their property and.
It's really important to us that, you know, the whole idea of designing space for somebody, it's got to be about that person, and so you kind of do fall in love with each one that you do, and then you finish it and sort of move on to the next one.
In terms of like
a love affair, maybe.
Yeah.
Got lovers all over.
I mean, doing our own house was a major achievement. That felt, I suppose, at this stage, that's still our favourite achievement, just because it was such a sort of labour of love and particularly close to our hearts, and so I've said. I
mean, I presume in terms of your portfolio, people can obviously see your house and the work you've done. But do you ever take clients to, like, people come and look at your house to see?
A lot of the time they come to
quite often
for the first meeting.
I think it's a good showcase. For us, and it's a great way of sort of informally introducing them to what we do.
And I've often, because I don't really know a great deal about design, but you've got to buy so many kind of like crazy little lamps that look like spaceships, and where do you get? Are you going through Skips, or are you going to Mayfair? Like what? Or is it a mixture of both?
It's definitely.
Are you stealing everything?
Steal everything, essentially.
Well, we spend a lot of time, like this week we've been going to Clerkenwell Design Week. A couple of weeks ago we went to Milan Design Festival, and so we do, part of the job I suppose is going and seeing stuff and putting in the legwork.
It's important to have your finger on the pulse of what's new and what's exciting and what's happening in that whole design world, but at the same time,
throw that out the window and just do your own thing.
Yeah, totally. Totally.
And what would your ideal home be to design?
We've done a lot of period work.
Yeah.
So at the moment
I just think by the nature of what's in London, a lot of the properties are Victorian or Georgian, and so by the nature of that, we end up doing a lot of those properties. And actually, on the show, the BBC show, there was a lot of that style of property. But we do have a bit of a passion for modern architecture, and it would be really great. That's why we're so excited about this new project, because it's sort of brutalist, late 70s, early 80s architecture. So it's
amazing.
It's right up our street.
From what we've just been doing. So it's very exciting.
I mean, our big obsession is functionality and sort of finding the beauty in the practicality of projects. So it's really nice to be working in modern architecture because that is the key.
And being very creative and out there people, I'm presuming you don't play it safe. So have you ever presented a client with an idea that you thought was the best thing since the creation of Prosecco, and they were like, no.
No, we have. We had one meeting where the jaws just dropped. It was a bit like
the jaws dropped and the door shut.
Just had to reel them back.
Exactly.
No, funnily enough, you often can reel them back in. I think people generally think of design in a really simple term, or they see retail shops on the high street and think that that's kind of it, and that's all that's out there. And what we try to do is just do that and
widen the horizon,
push people's boundaries, but still come up with something that's perfect for them and creative and beautiful and functional and all of those things. So we're constantly trying to do that.
But there's a danger otherwise that you become a salesman rather than a creative. And that's not what we're interested in. So.
And I think what you're saying is perfect, because I think people often like the idea of an interior designer, but then they kind of go, but are they just going to try and make me spend loads of money because they've got to deal with this? I think so it's kind of.
Well, we tend to take.
Or they're going to try and make something that it's not designed for my house. Do you know what I mean? Which I imagine is a fear of people.
Well, I think probably the bigger some interior design firms get, the more they have a set style, and perhaps clients go to that firm for the style that they're known for. But we definitely try to just adapt ourselves to the person. And I suppose because of our acting background, we're interested in people and the little idiosyncrasies about people, and so we try and just pick up on all those things and make something that is intensely personal to them, and that's more interesting to us, and it keeps it fresh for us, because then we can just get excited about a completely different idea.
We're certainly not one-size-fits-all designers. I think we're really involved with the client and finding out how they think and how they work and what's going to work for them. So
we've been surprised, I suppose, how far we've been told that we're pushing things that we didn't even know. So we're sort of like,
we haven't even started yet. So obviously you just spoke about your acting background, and obviously the greatest night of the acting world is the Oscars, and we are going to have our own interior design Oscars now, where I'm going to ask the guys for their best and greatest, and they're going to give honest answers. And I want you to leave behind any endorsements or freebies or mates that you've got. Because people are going to want your fountain of knowledge. Okay, are you ready to give your knowledge to the lowdown?
I think we do that.
So it's going to be a bit quick fire. There's been no rehearsal. There's been no nothing. So, best designer for paint.
Wow. Dulux.
Can't beat the quality of the paint, and you can mix to any.
I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
You know what I mean? No, I mean the thing is, what we tend to do with paint, bit of a trade secret, is that we tend to get paint mixed, and the fact is you get good quality of paint, you can pick any round number, and there are thousands of colours out there, and perhaps that's a bit daunting for someone who's just out going to a shop trying to buy paint, which is why they choose a specific brand, because the brands help you to sort of hone in on a colour, whereas you really can mix anything under the sun and you get great quality paint. That's what we tend to do.
Dulux, best paint.
Okay.
Best designer for wallpaper.
Custom are amazing. Two young guys in Peckham.
Two young guys.
A young couple. I want everyone to be a good couple.
Unfortunately, Gemma's going to be more tonight.
A gorgeous girl, Gemma, and they're an amazing couple, and they're doing some really creative things.
What are they called again?
Custom.
Custom with an H.
Custom with an H. Best designer for lights.
Michael Anastasiades.
I have no idea what you just said.
Michael Anastasiades.
Mike, what?
I mean, he's kind of a bit of a...
Really expensive, but really beautiful.
Yeah.
But when it comes to lights, you know,
Yeah, you
wanna-
should invest in
Lights
you
are
should
often
invest in your
showpieces.
lights.
Yeah.
I know that much. Best designer for a draining board.
Ooh.
Wow. Gosh.
Well, what I would do is just have it integrated into your top. You know, that you can do amazing things now, where they just put a really slight gradient on the
you don't
worktop.
even see
Towards
it.
things, so to the naked eye, it just looks like it's straight.
That's
but
a,
it just drains away.
that's a good answer.
Yeah.
Best designer for a toilet roll holder.
Oh, that's easy. We've got friends, and I know you said don't use friends, but these guys are amazing architects, and they've designed. It's like a piece of art that sticks on the wall, and
Sounds ludicrous.
has things that come out of it. Sorry, the toilet roll stick goes on, and that actually looks really.
So who are they called? What are they called?
They work for different architect firms, but
Okay.
they've created it
But
together.
they are going to be launching it.
Yeah, they are planning to
So
launch
that
that.
hasn't happened.
Okay, well, if this on the wall toilet holder thing sounds interesting to you, I'm not so sure. If it sounds interesting to you, tweet the guys, and we'll do their Twitter stuff later. Tweet the guys,
Yeah.
and you can get the details about the toilet roll holder on the wall. Best designer for carpets.
MID.
MID. They agree on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Best designer doesn't make sense. Best designer for fabrics.
Oh,
Timorous Beasties?
Timorous Beasties.
Or Kit Miles.
Wonderful.
No, that's
Or Kit Miles.
is
He's young
our
and
new favourite.
Kit Miles.
yes, Kit Miles. He's doing some really creative things.
Well, there's a lot of knowledge there, you know. So be writing those things down. How would you guys sum up your style and your approach to interior design?
I think that our approach is probably unconventional. I think our style is functional, beautiful,
You sort of tend to play with colour and objects.
and scale.
Yeah, and scale, I would say.
One of the biggest things mistakes people often make, I think, is lighting is always too small, or you know, I think
Pieces of art are always too small, rugs are always too small. I think scale is a major factor in creating a great room. But I think for our style, we have probably become known most for the use of colour.
bold colour,
Bold colour, because
We're not
it's
bright
been
colour.
there's been such a period of grey
Yeah.
and neutrals. I think we've sort of moved away from that. But
And I think that the functionality aspect is
It's so important.
well, we want to make people's lives better. That's the most important factor of a home, is making your life work better. And that's if we can do that for somebody, then great.
And if Lowdown viewers want two lovely gays to make their life better, how do
Making living lovely.
making living
That's our
lovely?
tagline.
Get the tagline in. Yeah. How do they find you in this crazy world of tweets and websites and Instagram and what's the website?
www.twolovelygays.com.
Twitter.
Two lovely gays.
Are you on Instagram?
Two lovely gays.
Are you?
With the number 2, not the letter.
Oh yeah, that's
Number
You
important.
might find something
Number
a bit weird
2.
online if you go on.
Yeah.
TWO. We're
Yeah.
number 2.
They're the number 2. LinkedIn.
No. Oh yes, we are two lovely gays.
Two lovely gays. This is Tumblr.
We're not on
No.
Tumblr. We just get on.
Pinterest.
No, we're
Yes,
not.
yes.
Oh, are we? Oh.
Yes, we are.
The disagreement between
I
them.
know, but I think it's because it's my personal one and not a business
Oh,
one.
there we go.
But maybe I'll just
Behind
change the
that.
name of it.
And they're but it's interior design, something else.
Yeah, I know, it's not like weird stuff. It's all just pictures of houses.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Interior
fine.
porn.
Well, there's food. Is there interior porn? Because there's food
Oh
porn.
god,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah,
interior
yeah.
porn. Oh my god, we've just been in Milan for a week for Salone, which is totally interior porn.
Yeah.
Wow, well, I'm learning something new. Well, listen, we are going to wrap up. It's been absolutely wonderful and insightful. Thank you for coming to the Lowdown today. It's been brilliant. And thank you guys for watching. If you're liking what you see, please subscribe to the channel. And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at Syrus Lowdown. See you soon. See you later. Bye. 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 Stop.